All right, and welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, one of the co-hosts of the 123 podcast, and this is an episode of the 123 podcast. We are talking about the last Monday Night Raw before this Sunday's Royal Rumble. Remember the Rumble, and we're about to go into the last 30 minutes of the show. We just saw Sasha Banks run in and take on Nia Jax. We've got Goldberg coming up, probably to close the show, and we'll get our traditional everybody in the ring kind of over the top rope kind of thing, and somebody left standing. Maybe it'll be Goldberg, maybe it'll be Brock Lesnar. I don't know if he's here tonight or not. I did take notes so I could kind of recap as we see Rich Swann walking backstage, heading up as it's about to go to commercial break, and I'm going to mute it until it gets there. So I'm just going to kind of recap what's going on, and then I'll check and see if there are any viewers and any comments as we go along. So Roman Reigns opened up the show. And as he's just getting started, Owens and Jericho come out and interrupt and talk about power bombing him through the table and everything. And Jericho opens his mouth and he's like, I'll take you on right now. And Roman Reigns is like, did you just give me a rematch? So I thought that was going to be the main event, but I should have known better. That happened at the top of the hour. And so it was later on Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho for the U.S. title. Cesaro loses to Luke Gallows. Don't really care about that match at all. Don't really care about either one of those teams. There you go. Interference by Anderson to cause that. Mick Foley is on the phone backstage with Stephanie. Confirms Roman versus Jericho. And Sami Zayn walks in. He's like, I want to announce my entrance into the Royal Rumble. And Stephanie tells him he's got to beat Seth Rollins to qualify. And then she gives Mick a message for Seth Rollins. And he tells him after an interview with Bayley that Seth Rollins, if he loses, Sami Zayn takes his spot. So that match is up next. Great match, great back and forth, a lot of false finishes. Both guys were just like kicking out of everything. It was an awesome like pay-per-view quality match. Triple H's music hits. Seth Rollins is distracted, roll up. Seth Rollins is not in the Royal Rumble. That's pretty huge. Now, what that means for Rollins at the Rumble, I don't know. Is he going to fight Triple H? Surely they'll say that for Mania. So I don't know what's going to go on there. Seth runs into Mick backstage. Mick says he'll get answers. We have a 6-man tag in the Cruiserweight division. We got Drew Gulak, Daivari, and Tony Nese versus TJ Perkins, Mustafa Ali, and Jack Gallagher. And Mustafa Ali ends up winning it with an inverted 450 splash, which was pretty cool. New Day comes out, are quickly interrupted by Enzo and Cass. Cass delivers a nice Sylvester Stallone movie line before you get Handsome Rusev and Jinder Mahal out, and then Titus, and then it becomes an 8-man tag team match as those three are joined by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman beats Enzo, and out comes the Big Show, looking in the best shape since WCW, the early years. So he looked great. Stare down, Braun backed away. So we have the Reigns versus Jericho match. It's going okay. Typical match. Owens interferes, DQ, tries to lock Roman Reigns in the cage. He busts out, locks Owens in the cage, starts sending the cage up. Jericho's hanging from the cage and gets Superman punched and speared. We get an interview with Charlotte. Nia Jax comes out for a squash match, and then Sasha interrupts. So that's where we are. We're caught up now on Monday Night Raw, and that's what's going on. So I'm going to pull up and see if there are any comments since we are still on commercial and I talked really fast. All right, let's see. And I have a dog barking or scratching my door. No comments yet, it looks like. So I did just go live and it is Monday night and it's late. So hopefully somebody else will come along, but it looks like I have 2 viewers. So whoever you are watching, hey, how you doing? Glad to see you. And are you guys excited for the Royal Rumble? Because I know I am. This episode of Raw so far, honestly, has been kind of lackluster. It's been kind of average. I've been a little bit disappointed by it. Like I said, a couple of good matches. But aside from that, we haven't really seen anything special yet. And except for the Big Show's return, but we already knew that was coming. It's coming back on now. We see Emelina. I guess it's going to say premiering soon again. She's been premiering soon for like 3 months now. So we'll see how that happens and when it happens. And we'll get into this Rich Swann match before we close out the show with Goldberg, I'm assuming. Yep, makeover of Emma to Emelina, premiering soon. Always premiering soon, and we lost a viewer. Oh well. All right, so Rich Swann coming to the ring for this next match. I don't know about you guys, but I have just not been excited about the cruiserweight division lately. It's not doing it for me. I hope they turn it around. They get the stories tighter, and I don't know. They need to do something. We talked about it before, that it feels like a completely different show within Raw. It's like they dropped in this other division, this other entire show in the middle of Raw, and I don't know. It doesn't work for me. So still no comments. So hopefully you guys are seeing this okay. Hopefully there's no audio problems. Please let me know if there are. This is the first time I've actually done one through YouTube. The last time I led a live show, it was through Google Hangouts. So if there are any issues, please let me know. Excuse me. The recapping last Monday where Neville attacked Rich Swann and left him laying. So we'll get a little tag for Remember the Rumble, and Neville and Rich Swann, they're going to fight at the Royal Rumble for the Cruiserweight Championship. That should be actually a pretty cool match. Neville, I've never been a huge fan of Neville, but he is exciting to watch, and Rich Swann is just entertaining. So hopefully that'll go well. Noam Dar is his opponent tonight. I'm not sold on this guy. He's terrible on the mic. This whole Alicia Fox thing, I just don't care. I've actually got him muted, so I don't even have to listen to it as they're coming out. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know about you guys, but the Rumble is shaping up to be, a stacked main event. But of course now Seth Rollins isn't going to be in there, and we already know there's at least 12 or 13 from Raw that are going to be in the Rumble. I assume about the same from SmackDown. It doesn't leave a whole lot of spots for surprise entrants. I'm personally hoping, I don't know what you guys are hoping, and while this is going on, I'll tell you guys that later on in the week, Chris and I are going to do a Royal Rumble prediction video. I'm not sure if we're going to do it as a live show or pre-recorded, but it'll be on Frontline by Saturday, so you guys can watch that. And we're going to give our predictions for the Royal Rumble, but I will say here that the one surprise entrant that I am hopeful for is the first inductee into the Hall of Fame for this year, Kurt Angle. That would just make it. That would be so cool. You got Undertaker, you got Goldberg, you got Brock Lesnar, you got Dean Ambrose, you got all these big names, not Seth Rollins, and just to add Kurt Angle into that as a surprise entrant would be pretty cool. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm expecting at least one or two NXT guys, surely. But like I said, spots, there's not a whole lot of them left. We know from tonight alone, we've got all three of the New Day. We've got Braun Strowman. We got Rusev and Jinder Mahal. We got Sami Zayn. We got Big Show. We got Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Undertaker. So that's a lot of people right there. So we'll just have to see what happens going forward. And let's check the comments. Still no comments. So we got Rich Swann outside the ring as Alicia Fox is getting involved a little bit. Noam Dar is he's kind of taking some shots, not doing so well against Rich Swann here. I wish I cared more about the Cruiserweight division. These guys are really talented. They deserve to be there, honestly, but I just don't care. For some reason, it's just not grabbing me. It was in the tournament, and on their debut, it was like, okay, this is cool, but it just got stale after that, and I think they're working on it. Noam Dar almost got a pinfall here. So I don't know. We got a commercial. That's just wonderful. Brilliant. 20 minutes left of the show, and we're going to take a commercial in the middle of Rich Swann and Noam Dar. That's the way to get me excited about the Royal Rumble, I got to say. As far as go-home shows, as far as the lead-in for a major pay-per-view, the 30th annual Royal Rumble, this Raw is just not doing it for me. I'm hoping SmackDown does better, I will be back tomorrow night for a live commentary over the last 30 minutes of SmackDown, just like tonight. And that'll be like right before the Comic Frontline live show. So I'm going to be going straight from that into the live show. So hopefully some of you guys can join me. If not, watch it post live, of course. So hopefully that one ends on a better note, because it'll actually be the last show before the Rumble. This one, I hope it ends strong. I hope it's a big Goldberg Lesnar face off or something, anything. Give us something to lead us into the Royal Rumble, to get us excited. Because not everybody, even though SmackDown, a lot of people think is better right now, which I agree. Not everybody watches SmackDown. Some people just watch Raw, and if they're just watching Raw and this is their last hurrah before the Rumble, I'm not sure they're going to watch the Rumble. It's just not doing it. It's been a pretty average show so far, so I don't know. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it improves in the last 18 minutes of the program. We'll see. Right now I'm watching a Reese's Cup commercial, so exciting stuff right there. So at the Rumble, we know we have Bayley versus Charlotte. That's going to be pretty cool. I'm really hoping Bayley wins. I would love to see Bayley in WrestleMania. I'd actually love to see Bayley versus Sasha. They talked about that on Breaking Ground when they got the opportunity to main event NXT and do that Iron Woman match and just tore the house down. They talked about, all right, next step is WrestleMania. I would love to see that rematch between those two at WrestleMania. Obviously, we're getting Nia Jax and Sasha in a storyline. We got Bayley and Charlotte. So I don't think it's going to head there, but I would love it to head there. I think that would be awesome. Sisters, check the chat. Still nothing. If you guys are commenting and I'm not seeing them, I apologize. It's just not showing up for me for whatever reason, if there are comments. Just so you guys know. Let's see. I refreshed it. Yeah, no comments. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anybody's comments in the chat. I don't know. What do you guys think about this episode of Raw? Leave a comment below, whether it's live or post live. I'll comment back. Like I said, I think it's pretty average, and I'm a little bit disappointed. Anyway, getting back to the Rumble itself, like I said, we're going to do predictions, so I don't want to get too heavy into that. I'd like to know what's going to happen with Seth Rollins, though. I mean, if he's not going to be in the Rumble match, is he going to have a match? Like I said, I think they'll save the Triple H Rollins match for WrestleMania. So what does Rollins do? He's going to sit out of the Rumble? That just doesn't seem plausible. I don't see that happening. So maybe he's going to somehow weasel his way in. Maybe something during the pre-show. It's going to be a long event, by the way. It's 30th annual Royal Rumble. In case you guys don't know, it's starting an hour earlier than usual. It's starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a 2-hour pre-show starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. So you get 5 until 11, 6-hour event. It's like WrestleMania. So it's going to be huge. And then, of course, you got NXT TakeOver San Antonio the night before. So lots going on. I don't think we're going to cover TakeOver. Chris and I are both pretty far behind on NXT. And by the way, the reason Chris is not here, he had an illness in the family. He's, dealing with that right now. So that's why he couldn't make it. He's not going to be on, as far as I know, he's not going to be on tomorrow night, either the SmackDown show or the live show this week. So just to give you guys a heads up, that's what's going on with Chris. And, I think he's going to be joining me for the prediction video. That's the plan so far. We'll play it by ear. Rich Swan 1, he's on the mic, calling out Neville right now. As I check the chat, and still no comments. You guys just don't like me, do you? No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. No, it's cool. We only got 2 viewers, so again, thank you guys for viewing. I don't know. This has got to pick up. Do something exciting. He's just shouting at Neville. We got 15 minutes left of the show, and we got Rich Swan, the Cruiserweight Champion, calling out Neville. This is what's happening. And there's Neville's music. Let's see what goes on. Here comes Neville, plowing down to the ring. Neville is jacked. the dude can move for a pretty muscular guy. Gotta say. All right, what's gonna happen here? Nope. It's classic heel move. He steps into the ring. He's like, nah, not today. Not today, pal. Oh, nice Rich Swann suicide dive out. Is pounding him on the ground. Hey, it's something. I'm clinging to anything at this point. The Roman Reigns Jericho match was the best match on the card tonight was Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn, hands down. That match stole the show. And even that, it ended in a roll up. So come on, WWE, you can do better than this. All right, that's the end of that. Very, very short skirmish there because obviously we're going to end the show with Goldberg. 13 minutes left. All right, we see Goldberg's sign on the door. We're about to go to our final commercial break, and I've got to figure out what to talk about for the next 4 or 5 minutes. All right, so okay, so what other matches we got? We got, I don't even know what other matches there are. We got the Universal title, obviously, as we're seeing a Total Divas promo. We've got the Universal title where Chris Jericho is going to be locked in the cage. We saw a preview of that. Oh, we got Roman Reigns, who did not recapture the United States title tonight. So chances are he's going to take the title. I know nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants Roman Reigns to be in the main event of WrestleMania for 3 years in a row. And I agree. I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I am wearing a Roman Reigns jacket right now. Honestly, I like the guy. I'm not going to apologize for that. But I don't want to see it either. I want to see something fresh, something new, somebody different in that spot. And I don't want to see Reigns in. But I don't think they have confidence that Kevin Owens can carry WrestleMania. And I'm inclined to agree. So I think something's going to happen at the February pay-per-view. I don't remember what it is for Raw. But I think if Reigns, no matter who wins, I think somebody else is walking out with that title in February. And somebody else is going to take it in main event WrestleMania. Are they going to do it with Rollins and Triple H? Are they going to make that the title match? I don't think so. It's who's going to win the Rumble? I'm not going to talk about that because we're going to do predictions. So I don't know. There's a lot up in the air here because you also got SmackDown. It could be a SmackDown guy that wins the Rumble, and then you have to decide. It's going to be one or the other. One of the shows is going to have to decide their challenger for the title in a different way. And I'm assuming what's going to happen. And again, I'm kind of tiptoeing into the predictions here a little bit, but I think what's going to happen is a Raw guy is going to win the Rumble, and SmackDown, the Elimination Chamber, somehow. Well, I mean that's a title match though. Maybe a SmackDown guy wins and Raw does an Elimination Chamber match too, and that decides their challenger. I don't know. It's confusing with two brands. I remember being frustrated by this kind of stuff before when they had split. Thank you, Jay. We love you, Brant. Yeah, commercials are crazy, man. We are, all right, maybe I'm exaggerating 4 or 5 minutes, but we are 2-3 minutes into this commercial break now. And I'm seeing razors as superheroes flying through the air here. So yeah, sometimes they're that long. Usually the last one right before the close is pretty long. 3 minutes in now, and I'm watching a Coke commercial. So there you go. That's the exciting stuff on Monday Night Raw. Fun stuff. I need Chris here. I need to bounce off somebody. This is weird. I've never done one of these by myself. So forgive me if I'm just rambling about the Rumble. I am used to DVR and skipping. Man, honestly, I started Raw 30 minutes late tonight. And I fast forwarded, and then I would walk out of the room, and then I would rewind and then fast forward. So yeah, I'm not used to this. I'm used to watching a 3-hour episode of Raw in about an hour. So sitting here through the whole thing is like, I'm spoiled. DVR has totally spoiled me. Hey, promo for this show, Colony. I got to check that out. 4 minutes in, by the way, and we're finally back. So 4 minutes, I was pretty accurate with that. We're finally back, and we're getting a promo for 205 Live, which takes place on the WWE Network after SmackDown. By the way, on the WWE Network tonight after Raw is a special preview edition of Holy Foley or something, I think. All right, so now we're getting an interview with Cedric Alexander from 205 Live, a cruiserweight. We got 9 minutes of the show left, and we're doing an interview with a cruiserweight. I don't understand this Raw. I don't get it. What? This is how you end Raw that goes before the Rumble with a cruiserweight interview. Goldberg's going to come out and talk for about like 2 minutes before he gets interrupted. All right, so we got Alicia Fox acting crazy, and I'm bored, and I want to mute the TV because I don't care. You know, the crazy thing is I've watched a good amount of Total Divas. Alicia Fox really is crazy in real life. She's something. She's not crazy, but she's a character. Whether it's in, acting on the show or in Total Divas behind the scenes, she's out there a little bit. No, they did not bring out Goldberg yet. They're still backstage doing interviews. Jay had asked. So yeah, 8 minutes left, and we're getting cruiserweights shoving each other while Alicia Fox screams at them because it's a love triangle. That's the only storyline we have going on in the cruiserweight division. All right, so we're back out at the announce table. They're, of course, promoting everything. Okay, they're saying just a few seconds Goldberg will come out with 7 minutes left of the show. This is riveting entertainment right here. Yeah, they probably are going to have him interrupted, whether it's by Brock Lesnar or somebody else. Maybe it's Undertaker. I don't know. So we just hear that at the Royal Rumble kickoff show, which is the 2-hour pre-show to the Royal Rumble, where they announced 2 matches. Tag title match between Gallows and Anderson versus Sheamus and Cesaro, and then Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels will be a special guest on the kickoff show as well. Again, starts at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Rumble starts at 7, which is 6 for me. So it's going to be a long night that night. And we're going to be doing it live, by the way. Chris and I, 123 podcast. And I'm not sure if Alan and Justin are going to join us or not. I haven't talked to Chris yet. Goldberg is coming out. 6 minutes left, by the way. But yeah, we're going to be covering the Royal Rumble live this Sunday. So tune in for that for sure. Wow. Nice comment there, pal. Thank you. Yes, Jay, I am underwhelmed. Quite underwhelmed about this Royal Rumble. Not about this Royal Rumble, this episode of Raw. I'm excited about the Royal Rumble. I wish I was there because I'm literally like 5.5 hours away from this event. And 30th annual event. I wanted to be there. It just did not work out. So, thank you, Jay. So we got Goldberg walking. 5 minutes left of the show. Goldberg walking. I'm telling you, man, this is top-notch programming right here. So, typical Goldberg entrance. Jay, I know you haven't watched in a long time, but I know you're familiar with Goldberg. It's the same thing where he walks through the smoke and walks through the fireworks and blows the smoke out of his nose. Same entrance, same music, classic Goldberg. All right. Fan just ripped his shirt off. He should not be ripping his shirt off. Don't do that, folks. All right. 4 minutes and Goldberg's not in the ring yet. Raw does tend to sometimes go over. They have that kind of lenience with USA, so maybe he'll get a little bit longer. I don't know. And thanks. We got 5 viewers now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I'm not going to read your deleted message, Elmer. But thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. Not so much the message. Unless that was directed towards this episode of Raw, then I understand. All right, so Goldberg's talking. I got to turn this up just a little bit. Hear what he's saying, at least. Oh, we get a Goldberg chant. That's going to take at least a couple minutes. Man, I've got coffee over here. I haven't even taken a sip. Sorry, I was getting a little dry there. All right. Let's see what Goldberg has to say. Okay. He's bleeding. I don't know why, but his head is like bleeding. He's just got like a trickle of blood just pouring down right from the center of his head. I don't know if he headbutted the door on the way out, if he headbutted a fan. I don't know what happened, but dude's bleeding. All right, more chance. 3 minutes, by the way. I think he forgot the words. He's like, it runs right through the Royal Rumble. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. That's the event coming up. Typical promo. I'm going to run through 29 other guys. Yada, yada, yada. I'm a big Goldberg fan, by the way. I don't mean to be disparaging him. I was really excited when he came back. And then he squashed Brock Lesnar. And I was, we watched that live. You guys, if you want to go back, you can go back to Survivor Series. And we did live commentary over that. And it was awesome. And that blood is just like pouring. It's like covering his whole forehead now. He's basically saying, I'm going to win the Rumble and I'm going to go to the main event. And I don't care who it is. No, he didn't. He didn't study that script well enough, Jay. So far, it's just your typical stuff. You're next. He was about to say you're next, and Paul Heyman interrupts. Paul Heyman, I still say, one of the best talkers in the business of all time. He was compelled to come out. 1 minute left in normal broadcast time, by the way. It's hard to talk and listen at the same time, and there's nobody to bounce off. But this is hard. You guys should try this sometime. It's not easy. You can see that man right there. I don't want to get copyright something now. All right, so he's throwing different names. You can see Goldberg facing this guy or that guy or this guy or that guy. He's doing a really good job of promoting the Royal Rumble. That's decent. And Goldberg's just walking around pouring blood. What the heck did he do to his head? Seriously. He's like doing this, and it's just like smearing all over the top of his head. He's bald. It's just, that's wonderful. He mentions the name of the Undertaker. We could see that. We could see Undertaker versus Goldberg in the Royal Rumble. Surely Brock Lesnar's going to come out, right? They're going to face off. They're going to do something. Because if this is it, I'm disappointed in Raw. All right. You coming out? There's the music. We got Brock Lesnar and Goldberg to close out Monday Night Raw. What would make this better is if Undertaker showed up as well. And you got the three of them, the three biggest names in the match. Would be pretty cool, and it would be the one saving grace of this entire night. Yeah, I probably will rewind it, Jay, after it's over and kind of listen to the whole thing at some point after I eat dinner because you know me, I eat late. So Heyman is holding Brock Lesnar back. He's not even in the ring. He's on the ramp. We are 2 minutes over. Saying Brock Lesnar is going to basically embarrass him and beat him down. Yada, yada, yada. Big talk for a guy that got taken down in like a minute and 20. Lots of talking in this. They say Brock Lesnar will eliminate Goldberg. We'll see. And see where the head, where he cut his head. Yeah. He probably just like headbutted his door before he walked out of it and just started bleeding. All right, so he insults Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar starts storming down to the ring. Are we going to see the face off? Are we going to see anything? Anything at all? 3 minutes overtime right now. You got to give us something. Prediction. Either they start brawling and lights go out and Undertaker comes out, or they start brawling and everybody from the locker room comes out. That's what usually happens. Maybe they'll do something different. If Lesnar even ever gets in the ring. Okay, he's in the ring. All right. 4 minutes over. We finally got Brock Lesnar and Goldberg in the ring. It's a good thing they had that leniency, Jay. Lights go out. There's the gong. Undertaker called it. And he's right in the middle of the ring. It just like appears. The three of them staring off. That's how you're going to end your Raw. Which I got to admit, that is a pretty epic moment seeing the three of them together. But it took until 5 minutes after normal broadcast time to get to that point. It's a cool, monumental kind of closing to see the three of them staring off as it goes off the air. So I will give them credit for that and that alone. And the Sami Zayn Seth Rollins match was pretty cool. Aside from that, this was a very, very average episode of Raw and not the Raw you want to have going right into the Royal Rumble. And I think maybe they're saving it for SmackDown. I hope. I hope tomorrow night is more exciting than this because this just did not get me as pumped as it should have. Right. Yeah, you did get that one moment. So it's something. It's better than nothing. And it was pretty cool. So that's your Monday Night Raw. That's your last Raw going into the Rumble. And there's not a whole lot of comments to talk, and I've already pretty much said all my thoughts about Raw and anything else I could talk about right now. So I guess join me tomorrow night for the last 30 minutes of SmackDown, and we'll see if that one ends a little bit better. Or, well, I don't know, you can't end better than that, but maybe the show will be better. We'll put it like that. And, of course, we have the Frontline live show tomorrow night. And then, like I mentioned at the top of the show, Chris and I will be doing a prediction video. And then, of course, Sunday is the Royal Rumble, which we will be doing live commentary throughout the show. Not the pre-show, but we'll start with the main, the actual show at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So until then, check out all the other content right here on Comment Frontline. Thank you guys for watching those in the comments. Thank you, Jay, for jumping in and interacting with me a little bit. And all the viewers that we had throughout the live broadcast, and anybody that's watching the post live, leave your comments below, and I'll reply. So that's it. And I'll see you tomorrow night. So bye, guys.